YouTube will pick it up.
Is on the upsurge, massive ascendancy. There is something dangerous that is upon us. Over the last 2 years or so that we've declared war on this, before I came, 8 local governments were under their total grip. We declared war on them. The number of shrines that we have had to burn down.
Apologize on camera. Nice Soludo, as the custodian of the ancestors, I have the right to tell you this. When it comes to Ordinana Medibia, and when you feel I've been a governorship, you can tell me I'm not a governor. But when it comes to telling you as a governor, we elected you to office, I'm a right. So with due respect, sir.
Good evening, this is BVI Channel 1. We are back again on GGM Hour, Good Governance Hour. And tonight seems to be the first time we're doing GGM Hour this year. It's my pleasure to welcome you guys back again on this program that happens every Friday for us to assess governance. And we're looking at the government of Soludo battle. We have drawn a battle line against the traditionalists, as they call them, the traditional worshippers, or whatever they call it, with the new Anambra Law targeting native doctors and their Janwanis and all manner of practice, which Soludo in his address, sometime which we published earlier, which he called idolatry. Okay, we're going to look at that and also the implication on good governance. Do you support it, or are you against that policy of Soludo targeting worshipper? And what is the position of the law with respect to freedom of worship? Let us take a look at that, and we open up the lines immediately. I have not too much to say about this. I just want the people to have their say, because when I published that video yesterday regarding this issue, many people wanted to have a say on it. So I decided, okay, why not? Let us talk about it today and see how we can, address this matter. And the bottom line is to ensure good governance. So let's start with Soludo's rendition when he attended, because that is where it all started, when he attended the Anglican Bishop retreat. So afterwards, I'll bring you Maz's response to that. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
This is a very trying moment for the Christendom generally. In Nigeria, and even more so in the southeast of Nigeria. Because in the southeast particularly, the fastest growing religion today is idolatry. It's on the upsurge, massive ascendancy, and those populating it are the Christians, the Emmanuel, Christian. So even some of them answer Christian, but he's carrying his shrine and so on. All over the bushes and forests, wherever these chaps are, the first thing they do is to have a massive shrine. Now in every community, in Anambra, in Abia, in Imo, in Enugu, in Ebonyi, and so on. Every community now, there is a massive resurgence. And one of the questions that I ask always, I said to somebody, I wish I had the time. I wish I was disposed, and maybe somebody should supervise a PhD, those studying theology and all of those on this topic. Then the title will be, Why Do They Leave? I don't know if I'm communicating. Why are they leaving? In other words, since this is a moment of retreat, that the leadership of the Church of Nigeria must pose that kind of question. It's a time for introspection. A life unexamined is not worth living. At point, you must be able to re-examine your purpose. Are we still serving the purpose? Have our ways become in conflict with the purpose? Or do we have a defined purpose, but our means of getting there now in conflict and in contradistinction, that the people themselves see through it and they think this is all a joke and they are living? Somebody says, people are saying the church and so on, religion has become business. The transactions have overwhelmed the transformations. Your grace, there is something dangerous that is upon us. The greatest threat that we face, I heard when the prayer was made about the release of our Archbishop, retired Archbishop, who was in captivity for a few weeks. In 2009, my 78-year-old father was kidnapped. After dinner, I went to his house in the village here. Before then, that same year, Tony Mas, the popular Tony Mas, was kidnapped. I think the next year, Poco Bros, and then GUO was kidnapped, I think, from here, from a church. This trend has continued. And if you look at the characteristics of the people doing this, now it's become an organized, lucrative business empire with central command and control. And at the heart of it all is idolatry. At the heart of it all is idolatry. The church itself as an institution, when you now get to the place, we've now gotten to a position where these guys don't care about anybody, whether you are a primate, whether you are pope, or whether you are bishop, whether you are, because there is a clash of religion. They think you are the problem. The church is the problem, is the only institution standing between them and taking over the entire society. And I leave a message with you. When they were coming, they started off with a narrative in the southeast. We are here to liberate you. The Fulanis are in the forests and everywhere about to envelop you. They will go to the checkpoints, kill the police, kill the soldiers, take over their AK-47, and people will tacitly inside be happy because they are the liberators. They are supposed to be the liberators. Now, after they carry the AK-47, how do they feed the next day in the bush? Nobody asked that question. How do they continue to feed month to month, year to year? They have to feed. They have to survive. They have families. Now they come out to grab people because for ransom. And at the heart of it all is that the first thing they have there is their big idols, big shrines. Over the last 2 years or so that we've declared war on this, before I came, 8 local governments were under their total grip. We declared war on them. The number of shrines that we have had to burn down or bring down. And yesterday we had about 10.5 hours meeting. We're bringing out a new Homeland Security law I want to assure you, the primate and bishops of Church of Nigeria, that the way we want to fight this war, it's not just carrying gun and so on and going to, for me, it's just 40% of the problem. The 60% is that if we don't collectively challenge and tackle the source of the warped ideology, the ideas that fuel this in the first instance, that continues to enable them to have continuous supply of young men going into the bush and wanting to carry arms to go on a kidnapping and so on and so forth, because it is now the most lucrative business in town. Nigeria published data that about 2.4 trillion was paid as ransom. Did you see that? For every 1 naira published, we estimate that at least 5 naira was not reported. So if you multiply that by 5, you'll be getting more than at least more than 10 trillion. Even oil block is not as lucrative. But there is something also fueling it. And this is where the church also comes in. When I ask why do they leave? The lucrative criminality, but also we now have a society where we celebrate something for nothing. Where even in Christianity, we now preach that you can have a crown without a cross. We tell people that you can have wealth without work. That God is a money doubler. Only pay your tithe and then you go and close yourself with blanket. God will quadruple it in 10 times. We're no longer telling people about responsible Christianity. No, it is the hard one. If we tell them no cross, no crown, then you will not be the popular priest.
That is it. You've heard from Soludo his rendition with respect to the idolatry and this war. He had him straight on say he had declared war on these idolatries, as they call it. Now, this is the response. Before I double into that and allow you to make your own opinion and drop it by calling the numbers on the screen or through your commentaries on the comment section, let us listen to one of the DBRs that have responded to Soludo's new law and his position with respect to traditionalist in Anambra State. Take a look at what he said. I'll be right back.
Apologize on camera. Nice Soludo, as the custodian of the ancestors, I have the right to tell you this. When it comes to ordinary medibia, when you feel anemia, I've been a governorship, you can tell me I'm not a governor. But when it comes to telling you as a governor, we elected you to office, I'm a right. So with due respect, sir, in my field, you told me as a dibia that I have nothing to offer. It's a direct insult to my personality. Soludo, let me tell you my academic background. I'm a triple certified engineer with several certifications. I don't come sure no one know your aid come where Jaho. It's a Kitina Rokaine. Sakagwa is Idalado. With due respect, sir, Idalado. Idalado Kunam. Idalado. If you've said, let all the people that are doing anything that is, including those people claiming to be SMI, I expected you to call on some of the senior DBS so that we issue them licenses. Anybody that want a license, give them routine that they can get their licenses. Give them time frame. Say 6 months. Anybody that will get this license should pass this criteria. You institute. Yes, you won't take the government. I check checkmate other DBS. It might not be me. Check other DBS. Let them checkmate other DBS. It is their job to checkmate. On our play to I send a checkmate in a Bible Galia Anambra. I just an OP workers on the pastor of Bible Galia. Let me pray for you. You go on there, but you nice Soludo. You have a frontal attack in the moment. I put it to you, need the wrong. Eto akesi megide na akụlisi alụsị niile dị na ana Igbo iche na-egwu ka eji egwu mgbe ndị iche ya adado n'oso ogwute ọbụife aka emegide kuli ọlụlụ eke kwuru ọbịa ọblọk ulu n'ezi ogwugwu isi ofe and co alụsị niile dị nso be ikulicha anya ọbara ulu ịgba nkịtị nọ n'oke okenye na ọnụ na owu na-amụ n'ọgbụlị alụsị abụọkwa ngwongwo ụmụazị mgbe ị na-ene anya n'ike agụgụ alụsị ka o ji akpa ike dị ebube nna anyị Soludo ịdala ada okwu and put it to you need very wrong na that statement ọnwa onye na-eme oke ite tinye human pass kpụrụ ya kpochie mana ọ bụ na ọdịnarị oke ite ka ọ ma ị mara ife dị n'oke ite rapụ onye a na omenala ya ka ome yes ka itinye etu a ọ bụ na mmadụ ejiri paasị mmadụ tinye n'oke ite obodo mmadụ hapụ ya na omenala onye ọ gwọziri dị ọgwụ ọ dịrị ya mma ọ dịrị ọrịa mma mana o tiri ya paasị mmadụ don't stop the person enwere right ije tuje ọ bụ na operator we can tell you that sacrament a na-anata is against our own human right I put bukem ka ọ bụla oziokwu the way you see oke ite as evil the way we see sacrament as evil have we protested dibia kpa nzuburu n'anya unu feel threatened mana unu na-egbu ntụ na Ash Wednesday you think we don't feel threatened sir dibia chiri ukiri n'aka you people feel threatened mana unu na-eji tablet n'aka aga steady you are a Catholic sir bụ onwe gị eziokwu before ịkpọ ketụlụ mmadụ na ọ dị eji nji kedu ka azụ ite gị dị nna anyị Soludo amara m ya tụlụ gị ala mana onye ọbụla tụlụ gị ala na-akwa ego n'ife ife ike eji na aja n'Igbo wee egwu egwu ịdala ada okwu. You started very well in that statement, but you failed woefully at the end. The statement that still giving me sleepless nights is the effrontery you had to say that Anambra is a Christian state. How then can you say this in a country that is functioning? I am the justice in Nigeria. You are a joke. You need justice in Anambra. A governor came out in the open and said that Anambra is a Christian state. Who now filed a litigation against him? How can you say that Anambra is a Christian state against Section 38 of the Constitution? You threatened my spiritual system. You threatened my spiritual system against my own human right of Section 38. You think my brother, you are a father to every Anambra state. Manina every Anambrarian. Manina mendo de nanakayas na iya guapa. One my year as wapa. It's not work out by a test and see.
Good. We have heard from Mazi Dibia, as he's popularly known. Now, what is your own opinion with respect to this? You can call +2348104545533 if you want to make your submission. You can also drop it on the comment section. What you think about this whole issue regarding the law of Anambra State and the traditional worshippers. First of all, let us look at it from the position of the law. What does the law say about freedom of worship? Is it that Soludo is trying to stamp out? Because what he's saying is that he's going to stamp out anything that has to do with idolatry. They have brought down so many shrines and so many deities and all of that. You heard him say that. Does he have the right to do so? Then again, some people might put it side by side. In as much as you have these Dibias or some of these people who are engaged in some of these irregular activities. Let us quickly take the first caller who is already calling. Hello, good evening, Dr. Raf. Good evening. Thank you for joining this night. Good evening to you, sir. Thank you for joining for today's program. Now, let's have your opinion with respect to what is happening. This is Dr. Raf actually calling from United States. So he's a GGM partner. So he doesn't need much introduction. Go on, Dr. Raf.
I think what we are talking about is about the Tibia thing, the idea of banding the native doctors and stuff. I saw a video 2 days ago or yesterday where they were beating boy up for sacrifice. He was in the water doing sacrifice. I was baffled because you don't tell people that go to Monso's church for night vigil, you don't tell them not to go to night vigil. You don't tell them not to go and worship. So I think Soludo is approaching this the wrong way. There is bad apple in every sector, both being religious, idol, and some people who doesn't believe in God, who practice something else. But the idea that he's going after them, what he needs to invite their leaders, let them talk out and say, okay, we're gonna bring out the people, let's go after the people that actually not doing the right things. But how do you determine who is doing the right thing and how do you determine who is not doing the right thing? So I don't think Anambra State government need to face the native doctors. What they need to face is to keep the Anambra State safe. Keep Anambra State safe first before we talk about native doctor and religious issues. He's going after the Christians and the native doctor. I don't think that is what they need a leader right now. A leadership of Anambra State need to be doing. They need to face what is happening. How can we keep an Anambra State safe? Then if the Dibia or the native doctor is the one harboring the armed robbers or the people that kidnap people, then you can pick him up. And when you pick him up, you make sure that when you pick him up with evidence, not just picking him up. So that is my take on that. I think he's doing this the wrong way completely. He's doing it the wrong way completely.
Emana okuba na religion like this. Okuba na religion like this, all are they very complicated. Now, if you put it side by side, just like you said, in all sectors, and we're bad eggs. In the church, in Islam, in Christianity, in traditional worship, and the rest of them. And we say bad eggs there. You want to go? But what matters is those who breach the law through their religious practices. I've seen pastors being arrested and, imprisoned in Nigeria. Some pastors who, in the name of prayer session, burn their members, do all manner of things, unspeakable things. We've seen them being arrested. We've seen some pastors or some religious people, especially the Christendom or even the Muslim or other tradition across Nigeria, not only in Anambra State, do so many unspeakable things. And the law should be able to take care of those. It doesn't need any kind of witch hunting a particular sect of people, because that is the problem when Soludo declared the war against idolatry. He called it idolatry. Now, come to think of it also, if a priest, we see them like choosing, for instance, because that's a typical example, who sells apron for people in the name of when they wear it, they are bulletproofed. Then you now see people who go to Dibia for Odeshi. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, when somebody who takes that apron and go to armed robbery and is caught in the process, would the government go and arrest the pastor who gave him that apron to wear? Just like as much as those who are caught in armed robbery, kidnapping, and the rest of them with the charms of Odeshi, will they go and apprehend the Dibia who prepared that sham for him? So all of those things are things we are going to put side by side. And if you ask me, to be honest with you, some of these things that Soludo said is in line. Because he was saying that in church, condemning the position of the church, because they are the ones that are pushing that narrative of people can get monetary gratification without work. And that is what these people are also doing in their own line of action by preparing all of these charms and all of these okites. And sometimes, most times, even the pastors prepare prayers and whatever ritual for Yahoo boys and even people who carry drugs so that they can go safely. And they will come back and give testimony and thanksgiving in churches. The same is also applicable to the DBS as well. So how do you sort them?
So let's unpack what you said. Number one, it's sad to me as a Nigerian person and as a woman that somebody sitting in pulpit and tell me that if I pay a tithe, 10% of my money, that I will be rich. God will bless me in abundance. Then I take the money I earn and pay the tithe, right? When I pay the tithe, I'm still broke from January to December. But that's not what the Bible says. But because religious groups have used the trick of this Sunday money, the trick of it, because if you understand the human psychology, and you can manipulate it, and that happens globally, you can manipulate human psychology. If you understand human psychology, you can manipulate people. And because of those things, we have lazy people who doesn't know how to be an entrepreneur, who doesn't understand how to make money, who doesn't understand what it takes to succeed in life. Then they use that thing that the pastor promised them, or like he said, like the young man, all those individuals. My brother, in life, you have to have strategy. And if you don't have a strategy, how you can financially take care of your responsibility. It doesn't matter. You can pray from now till tomorrow. From now till tomorrow, or from now till next 5 years. God cannot throw money from heaven to you. And you can pray to Onya Marife, somebody who is dumb, to come and bless you. My brother, it doesn't work. You have to earn your money. You have to earn everything that you do. Everything you do must be earned. And if you don't work for it, you cannot earn it. And if you do armed robbery, I believe if you got caught, that is your problem. And I pray that you get what you deserve as much as you can. For me, you have to work hard in life. If you don't work hard in life, you're not going to get anywhere. That is my take on those. And the Odechi and all that nonsense, the people will say that they have Odechi, but at the end, one bullet hit them, they die. With all that Odechi, and people are not learning. So that is my take on that.
All right, now, what impact does it have on good governance? Because generally, it all boils down on good governance. If the government does what it's supposed to do, some of these people going into some of these shady acts, both in the name of church and in the DBS, bonding frustration, depression is pushing a lot of them into that. Many of them, there is lack of opportunities for them. So do you think that good governance has a good role to play to checkmate some of these things? I think Soludo should focus more on that.
So the problem with good governance in Nigeria is not one person, it's not government actually in reality do not create jobs. I just want to because Nigerian people have this misnomer that government create jobs. Government do not create jobs. Individuals create jobs. Entrepreneurs create jobs. But how does government help to create jobs? Government creates avenue for entrepreneurs to have leverage to create jobs. So because of Nigeria is not structured that way, you're your own. It's not 6,000. The money that is here is not 6,000.
Okay.
Let me call him back.
All right. I will get that. I think you've got someone to attend to. That is Dr. Raf Ike, who is calling us from the United States. The lines are still open, and I can bet you this program is not going to last more than 10 minutes from now. It's just a brief program. Then the discussion can continue some other time, maybe next week, or perhaps on the comment section. Now, Nudubisi is seated and is joining us virtually. Let us hear from him. He is the Ambassador General of GGM. Or has he gone? Has he left? Okay. It seems he has gone. We would have loved him to come back again to make his submission known. Hello, Nudubisi. Okay, it seems you put down your camera. Good evening to you. Your camera is not positioned properly.
Oh, my network. Yeah, sorry. If you can hear me, because I think my phone is having an issue. A video issue. But can you hear me?
Yes, go on.
Hello.
Go on, we can hear
Okay,
you.
let me just make my submission on good governance and the relationship between. I say let me just make my submission on relationship between good governance and the religion. You know, it has been my view that when you have bad governance in the society, yeah,
Hello? I think we lost him. He's having serious issue with his network. Well, let us quickly look at those who are watching us from Facebook, and let's get their own opinion with respect to what we are saying tonight. If we have some commentaries here, we appreciate every one of them who are watching and also joining in this conversation. Okay, Richie Gozier Edoka, who is watching from the Facebook, said that the guy is sick. Is this a professor talking? He's talking about the governor. NWC seems to be back. We had lost you earlier because of maybe your network. All right, you can continue with what we are saying.
yeah. Thank you, Chinedu. You know, like I was saying, there is a relationship between growth in our. Hey, sorry. Okay, Chinedu, I'll be back.
Just we can just do with your audio. Let's just, because this program is not going to last long.
Oh, all right. Can you hear me?
Yes, go on.
Okay, like I was saying, in an environment where there's good.
Mm. Mm. It seems we lost him again. Ndubisi, we might need to postpone this conversation maybe next week when you have a better network. And I believe the people have caught a glimpse of what we are talking about. We might continue this on Monday. We will continue this program on Monday because of network issue. For those who are watching, we are sorry about that. But we're going to reconvene back again, and it's almost late. We don't want to keep too long. But bear it in mind that this conversation continues because it is very important to us as a people, and it is important that you are going to lend your own voice on it. So, on that, let us wrap it up tonight and come back next week on GGM Hour, talking about this very issue. We are going to revisit it again on Monday. Sorry about having it this short, but next week we are going to bring it back again, and perhaps you have more opportunity to air your opinion on this. I still remain as Suchinadu Peter signing out on this program and wishing you a very wonderful weekend. Stay safe anywhere you are, and bye-bye for now.
In the Southeast particularly, the fastest growing religion today is idolatry. It's on the upsurge, massive ascendancy. There is something dangerous that is upon us. Over the last 2 years or so that we've declared war on this, before I came, 8 local governments were under their total grip. We declared war on them. The number of shrines that we have had to burn down.
bịa oge ofufe na-emere ka ngwa ọrụ ọgwụ o lere ọkpụrụ mkpuchie mana ọ le apologize on camera. Nna anyị Soludo amara m ya tụrụ gị ala mana okwu anyị ikwu ala ọnụ. Mma agwa gị, as the custodian of the ancestors, I have the right to tell you this. When it comes to ọdịnala ma dibịa ịbụ ofekenya nwere ife ma n'ime ọmụnwa ya akụziri gị nke a. Abịa na governorship, you can tell me I'm not a governor, but when it comes to telling you as a governor, we elected you to office, anyị nwere right ịgwa gị okwu. So with due respect, sir,